All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I'm going to start this lesson by giving all praises, glory, and honor unto Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahweh Shai, Ba'asham, Racha, Kodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who taught us the truth. Shalom to all Achim in the truth and sincerity. Starting with the 144,000 and the 1/3 of the nation of Israel, which we're fighting to be a part of. All right, and this is the brother Chabar Yakal coming back, Lord willing, with another quick and edifying lesson. I just want to do this. This is probably going to be a quick lesson. I got a short clip, just going into the chariots, all right, which the world is getting ready to be, the Lord's already making it to where so-called UFOs, that's what the chariots are, the vehicles of the angels. The scripture speaks about, the angels riding in chariots, speaks about that in First Kings, as well as a plethora of other scriptures. All right, they're also known as clouds. All right, but the Lord, the Most High God, which His name is Yahweh. All right, and the only begotten Son's name, whom He's getting ready to send back very soon, and whom we're patiently waiting for, His name is Yahweh Shai. And those are the two most important names for you Israelites, which are you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. And also Israelite foreigners who may not look like those people that I named, but, your spirit resonates with the truth when you hear it and you believe. And because ultimately the only ones that are going to truly believe in this doctrine, the doctrine of Great Millstone, which is ultimately the doctrine of Yahweh Shai, because it's the truth, 100% true. The only ones that are going to believe in it are descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. No one else is going to know that song. It says that in Revelation 14. No man can learn that song but the 144,000, which is 12,000 out of each of the 12 tribes of Israel. So no one can learn this song, except the 144,000, all right? So with that being said, the Lord, Yahweh Ba'asham Shai, is, He's already He's getting the world familiar with these vehicles, with these chariots, all right? It's already mainstream. So without further ado, I'm going to play this clip. And Lord willing, this lesson be edifying. All right. I'm going to start from the beginning.
This illustration helps us to comprehend the physics-breaking movements of the UFOs documented by the DoD.
At 13,000 miles an hour and change directions instantly. We fly the SR-71 at 3,200 miles an hour. If you wanted to take a right-hand turn, it would take you roughly half the state of Ohio to do it. And yet what we're seeing are objects that can do 90-degree turns instantly.
The amount of G's exerted after a turn like this would instantly destroy any occupants 10 times over, along with vaporized.
All right, so you can clearly see that the chariots are of superior technology than what the so-called white man, which their names, their biblical names, their biblical nationality are the Edomites. They're descendants of Esau. All right, they're the chariots, the vehicles of the angels. All right, they're, Yahweh Ba'asham Shai, His technology and His power is far superior to what Esau has. All right, if I'm not mistaken, the SR-71, even though it's a very old plane, I think it's still the fastest plane that they ever made. I don't think there's anything faster than that. I think they made missiles that are faster than that, but I don't think there's any aircraft that's faster than the SR-71. Correct me if I'm wrong. Even if I'm wrong, it has to be like the top 3 fastest vehicles that Esau ever made. And you see, it took half the state of Ohio to make a right turn. But then a chariot could be going even faster than the SR-71 and change directions instantly. And that's not possible for any chariot that Esau created, any aircraft, spacecraft, okay? And, the elites of Esau, they know about the chariots, all right? Why do you think they created a space force? That's no coincidence. Even back in the I think the 80s, President Ronald Reagan, he had that speech. I think it was like the UN summit. It was some shit dealing with the UN, I think. And he said, wouldn't we all come together to fight against an invading an alien invasion? He said something like that. If something came from outer space, wouldn't we all get together? And guess what? That's actually going to happen. These elites know that. They're little witches and warlocks on the left-hand side. Tell them that's going to happen. And these demons that Esau deals with lie to them and tell them that they're actually going to be able to defeat Yahushua and the angels. But guess what? According to prophecy, that's not going to happen. So I'm going to start in, matter of fact, since I mentioned that, let me get this, before I get Zechariah 5, let me get Revelation 12, and I'm going to get that going into what I just mentioned, that this devil thinks they're going to fight with their Space Force, their Air Force, and whatever else they got. They're going to try to fight against Yahushua and the angels when Yahushua returns. But this is what's going to happen. Revelation 12 and 7. It says, and there was war in heaven. Now, this heaven in this scripture isn't talking about heaven where the Most High's throne is. This is talking about heaven in the sense of this earthly realm. All right. Essentially, so you can understand where the clouds, where the airplanes, the expanse of the sky. That's what heaven is talking about in this scripture. Matter of fact, let me get it real quick. Okay, it's Uranus, and it says the vaulted expanse of the sky with all things visible in it. All right, so that sums it up. That's not talking about the spiritual realm where the Most High's throne is, where Yahushua is on the right hand and all the angels on the right hand and left hand. That's not what that's talking about, because wacky tacky Christians, they say the war in heaven is speaking about the righteous angels fighting against the left-handed angels, and the Most High, he's just watching it. He's just watching it like it's a boxing match or some shit. That's all cunningly devised fables, all right? Because this is a future prophecy that hasn't even happened yet. So I'm going to go back to it. It says, and there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels. Now, the dragon is speaking about, America. Is speaking about, ultimately in this scripture, it's talking about Esau, because Esau is that red dragon. But more specifically, it's Rome and the reincarnation of Rome, which is America, All right. But it says, and the dragon fought and his angels. Now, the dragon's angels, that's speaking about Esau's, Space Force. Okay. Speaking about Esau's Space Force. All right, continuing on. It says, and prevailed not, neither was their place found any more in heaven. When we read in the NLT, it says, and the dragon lost the battle. He and his angels were forced out of heaven. All right, and that's where Rakataki Christians get tripped up. That's where all these fables of, the fallen angels. The fallen angels are the elect, all right? If we're of the elect, we're the fallen angels, okay? Because we fell from our first estate, and we're in these weak bodies now. We're in these chains of darkness. The spirits that are within us were some of the first spirits created. And we were the greatest spirits created underneath Yahushua. I'm saying if we're of the elect. I'm not trying to claim that I know for sure. I hope I am. I believe there's a good chance, but I don't know, and I'm not claiming that. I'm saying if Lord willing I am, the spirits within us, are powerful spirits, but we've been trapped in these chains of darkness, these bodies. Okay? So that's the whatchamacallit, that's the fallen angels. This scripture has nothing to do with that. This is talking about Esau and his Space Force, all their fighter jets, whatever they're gonna use to try to come up against Yahushua. It goes into detail in 2nd Ezra 13, but for sake of time I'm not gonna get it. But if you read 2nd Ezra chapter 13, it goes into that they're gonna try to subdue Yahushua. They're gonna try to come up against him. A great innumerable amount of ships, fighter jets, warplanes, bombers, whatever Esau has to throw at it, stealth bombers, all type of shit. Probably even some SR-71s, but those aren't really warplanes. I don't think they got weapons on those, but who knows? They got things that we don't even know about. They're gonna throw everything to try to subdue Yahweh Shai and the angels when they return, but it's not gonna work. That's why it says, and the dragon lost the battle, and he and his angels were forced out of heaven, because 2nd Ezra 13 tells you there was nothing remained of them but dust and smell of smoke. So they're going to be completely just obliterated. All right. They're going to be, to quote Thanos, they're going to be reduced to atoms. All right. So it says, and the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world. That's how you know it's talking about Esau, Edom. Because who painted himself as the Most High? Who painted the angels being white? Who painted God and Christ, which that's not his name, but who painted them as being white? All right. Who told the world that it was okay for a woman, to dress like a man? A woman could do what a man could do. A man could get with a man. Who said that was okay? Who legalized that? All right. He deceived the whole world. Okay. Who said that they were the people of the Most High and forced themselves in that land, the land of Israel? Who did that? Okay. They deceived the whole world. It says he was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. And I heard a loud voice saying, now has come salvation and strength and the kingdom of our power, and the power of his anointed. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before our power day and night. So going back to Zechariah, try to make this quick. It says, then I turned and lifted up my eyes and looked, and behold, a flying roll. And he said unto me, what seest thou? That's what the angel said to Zechariah. It says, and I answered, I see a flying roll. The length thereof is 20 cubits, and the breadth thereof 10 cubits. Then said he unto me, this is the curse that goeth forth over the face of the whole earth. All right. It says, for everyone that stealeth shall be cut off as on this side according to it, and everyone that swerveth shall be cut off on that side according to it. So those chariots are a sign of the destruction of Babylon, because how was America acquired by the so-called white man, the Edomites? Through theft. All right. They stole everything. And they also it says everyone that swerved, they swear on the Bible, that they took the Bible, they made the Bible the law of the land. But now they're transgressing every single commandment and statute in the scriptures. So because they swore on the Bible, and because they're transgressing everything written, in the Bible, guess what? Now they're going to be cut off according to the Bible. All right. And they even put on the dollar bill, they got the nerve to put, in God we trust. So the chariots are a sign of the destruction, because Isaiah 66 and around 15 tells you, that he's coming, that the Lord is coming back with fire in his chariots like a whirlwind. So the flying roll in the scripture is speaking about the chariots, and you seen in that video what they can do. You can't mess with them. They literally can do anything. They could shapeshift, they could get super big, they could be as big as a planet, and they could shrink all the way down to an atom. They could fly faster than light. You can't stop them. All right, you cannot stop them. So that's pretty much the point. I'll get one more. There's a lot of scriptures I could get, but for the sake of time, I'll get one more. Just to show you that they're called chariots, All right, Psalms 104 and verse 2, it says, who covereth thyself with light as with a garment, who stretcheth out the heavens like a curtain. That's talking about the Most High. He's all powerful. And this also shows you that the Bible already knew that the space is expanding way before Esau said it. You know, they say that space is constantly expanding. This scripture tells you that the Lord is the one stretching out the heavens, making it more and more galaxies, stars. You know, He's the one doing that. But here's the point: who laid the beams of His chambers in the waters? The chambers, you know, those are the chariots. It says, "Who maketh the clouds His chariot? Who walketh upon the wings of the wind." So the clouds is another, it's a nickname for those ships, for what Esau calls UFOs or UAPs. They're also known as clouds, and they're known as chariots. They could cloak themselves and make themselves look like a cloud. But Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. Shalom.